Greetings, beautiful creatures. My name is Angel Nightmare. Fuck. How are you guys doing right now? My weekend was weird. I slept a lot, so I didn't get a chance to plan out the videos for this week or pre-record anything. Surprise! Hold on, I want you looking at my pink mouth. Now I'm swagged out. Alright, so let's talk about being goth. Well, the textbook definition of goth means someone who wears dark clothes and who typically wears black and white makeup and listens to goth music. That was probably written at a time when goth music was only like goth rock, punk rock. Obviously, there's many different styles of music that can be considered goth, from, you know, new wave to industrial to goth rock, death rock, industrial metal. There's a whole bunch, there's a lot of stuff. But anyway, do I consider myself goth? Yeah, I kind of do. I mean, it's a label. And I know some people are like, oh, I don't want to be a label, but whatever. I don't care. Yes, dark clothes, black and white makeup, obviously, but that's a kind of a broad definition. You don't have to wear black and white makeup, nor do you have to listen to goth music to really be considered goth. My style has fluctuated all throughout the years. I had my cyber goth phase, I had my steampunk phase. I listened to Emily Autumn all the time and I wanted to dress Victorian. And I had my mall goth and baby bat phase, which was high school in a nutshell. Also had my vampire phase. Now I just kind of do my own thing and do whatever I want on any given day. It does not matter what race you are, what gender you are, what gender identity you are. It also does not matter how much makeup you put on or whether or not you wear all black all the time every day, or you color your hair, you do whatever. You don't have to dress it. You know that you can connect with people that have that certain personality trait, that open-mindedness. They may or may not consider themselves. You both fall into the same circle, which is refreshing, and that's okay. You don't have to be goth to be friends with somebody. You also don't have to have a label or consider yourself goth, even if you like wearing all black and dressing in black and white makeup. I got into this stuff at a really young age. I used to watch a lot of cartoons and a lot of anime. Like a lot of the different anime I watched at the time, when I was really, really young in the 90s. I always liked the fact that in anime, everybody had different color eyes that was different than reality, and different color hair that was different from reality, but it was natural to them and nobody made a big deal about it. Like everybody in the anime treated each other normally, or, they reacted like they were just normal people. Since I was really young, I would say 7, 8 years old, I was like, well, why can't real life be that way? I started experimenting with my mom's makeup, and then eventually my mom stopped wearing makeup. She stopped buying makeup, so I couldn't experiment with it anymore. When I was in middle school, I took my first step into trying to express myself, and what I did was took a Sharpie like this one right here, and I colored all of my nails in, and I got picked on. It didn't stop me from doing it. I was already being bullied and picked on a lot even before I started expressing myself, so it wasn't really anything new, and I already didn't like people at the time, so I just kind of kept doing it until I was eventually able to get fingernail polish, which I used my lunch money for, out of the money that my mom would give me, and then I would go get fingernail polish, and then I would do the thing, and it looked horrible. I was horrible at it. I was getting it all over my hands and shit, but I got better. And I never gave up. At first, I tried to do the whole makeup thing, and then, I did just the eyeliner, and then fucking using eyeshadow with my fingers, cheap, in high school. And I get made fun of a lot. No big deal. My mom at first didn't accept it. After I started doing it more and more, and then started getting the piercings and stuff, first she was kind of flipping out, but not really flipping out. But she was like, I shouldn't do that. Disrespectfully, I was like, I do what I want. But she didn't take it that way. She sat down and thought about it. AB student. I didn't do drugs. I never went to jail. I didn't do anything bad. And I always, cleaned after myself, and I kept to myself. One day she told me, you can express yourself however you want to. I know deep down inside that you're a good person, and you're not doing all of this stuff all these other kids are doing. I appreciate it, but Now thinking back on it, I don't think I appreciated it as much as a big deal that was, because nowadays with actually talking and speaking to other people like me, I know like how big of a blessing it was to have a parent that was so understanding like that. I know a lot of parents aren't. I kind of wish I was as grateful, because I was still kind of rebellious and I was still kind of like an asshole to my mom and to people. That's in the past, and I'm smarter now thinking back on it. But yeah, high school was hard. I got bullied a lot. Try living in the South in a closed-minded town that used to be a major KKK town, being black, cross-dressing, and being goth. I dealt with so much shit through high school. It was ridiculous. There was times where I had literally wanted to kill myself because I didn't think that I belong in this world, that I didn't belong on this planet. People made me feel like I was a mistake. People made me feel like that I was wrong for wanting to do my own thing and wanting equality and wanting everybody to be happy. People were just fucking horrible. And the worst part about it is that a lot of those people that were ridiculing me and making fun of me for doing what I did are trying to be in my life today and trying to be my friend and trying to pretend like they were there for me all along. It frustrates me, yes, but I don't think about that part of my life anymore. I repressed a lot of it, but I feel better now. I just let it go because it's in the past, and I'm thinking about the present and my future and doing everything I possibly can to make sure other people like me don't feel like I did when I was in high school. Make sure that I can do everything in my power to open the minds of people that's not used to things that are different. For the longest time, I thought that, maybe all the stuff that I like and stuff was wrong, which is stupid now that I think about it. But people that would pretend to be my friend but then just tell me how fucking stupid I was and stuff, it was awful. I even dealt with like people that were goth, that listened to the same music that I listened to, or the same type of pants that I wore the same type of clothes, the same stuff, that would pick on me, call me a nigger, call me a poser, called me a faggot. And then it just shut me down, and it kind of made me feel like I was worthless. It was the most horrible time of my life. High school was fucking awful. I erased it from my brain. I don't ever revisit it. My grades started slipping for a while, but then I got it back up. Ever since then, I've had acute social anxieties, and I'll go through panic attacks every once in a while. High school is when I started having panic attacks uncontrollably. It got to the point to where I would have panic attacks for the fear of having a panic attack, and it will cause me to have a panic attack. That made me really depressed. It made me want to kill myself. It was awful. Ever since then, I've been going through spouts of depression. I've been going through weird feelings of derealization where it'll feel like it's an onset of a panic attack and it'll just fade away, and it just happens randomly. Like when I'm driving or when I'm walking or when I'm doing something, it just happens. Sometimes it happens when I'm on stage performing and I just kind of freeze up for a second. The root of all my depression was because of people like that. It hurts. I went through so much psychological terrorism, so much psychological abuse that it's ridiculous. And I am glad that I made it through it and that I didn't kill myself, because I really like my life and I like who I've become, and I like the people that I've met in these past few years. I want to help people understand that equality is a thing. Nobody should care what country you're from. Nobody should care what color you are. Nobody should care what you like or what you should listen to. I mean, everybody should just love everybody. I've never understood that. Ever since I was little, why can't we just all love each other? Or at least just respect each other, if that. Also, mental illnesses are a real thing, and I want to educate the world about that, because there is a huge stigma against people with mental illnesses, especially depression. Oh, they're just complaining about their life, but they don't understand. Your brain is an organ that can malfunction in many different ways, just as your kidney or your heart or whatever, except for your brain controls every fucking thing that you do. You should understand that anything can happen, and it's totally okay. But you gotta be there for those people. Don't treat them like they're just being stupid or they just want attention. It's a thing. It's a real thing. I'm surprised that it's not widely taught in schools or taught to children about mental illnesses. There's such a huge bias about it. Nobody fucking wants to believe that they exist, but they do. It's biology. It's simple biology. And it's something that everybody should know, not everybody should just reject and pretend that it's not fucking there. I just want a lot of things in this world. I want to try to do as much as I possibly can to help educate and spread the word about this type of stuff. And I'm going to accomplish that. I'm going to fight for it every day until I die. Well, anyway, I'm sorry to go on this huge rant. Post in the comments what you think about any of the stuff that I just said. Everybody engage with each other. Everybody conversate, and we can continue this conversation in the comments. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you guys would like to see more videos like this, just let me know. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. Stay creepy.